Oh my God. Oh my God. Holy cow. My phone has been blown up nonstop. I really thought overtime, it's over. It's over with. You had your shot, Arkansas. And, wow. Pretty impressed. That was look, it was a little rough there. You know, they started off okay. They got off to a good little lead. I haven't even looked at all the stats yet. I haven't even pulled them up. Like, we've got a kid, one of our friends. We've got a little boy staying the night with us, with our girls. So, trying to get them to calm down and get everything pulled up. It's a lot of work to get this up and running because you got to refresh your stream keys and you got to get your thumbnail set and everything. And I'm like rushing to get this out. I'm like, oh my God, we gotta get this one right. That was incredible. I don't even know where to begin because that was like everything that happened up until those final seconds. It's almost irrelevant. Okay, so welcome. Thank you guys for. I'm glad we decided to do a post-game show. I thought about doing the 5 o'clock, making it 30 minutes, and then coming back. I'm glad that we waited, though. I'm glad that we got everything out in front of us. I broke this game down on the Hawk Talk podcast. You can go listen to that. I talk about some of the size issues I was worried about with Georgia Tech, and, of course, DeVoe, who's a baller. That guy is a baller. Arkansas found a way to kind of slow him down, but size was an issue tonight. I think we all knew that this was going to happen. My hair's a mess. Look at this. This tells you just what the last 5 minutes has been. I was running around telling the kids, please be quiet just for a little bit. Melatonin's your best friend. I'm kidding. We didn't use melatonin. But then again, my wife's in control of what's going on out there. Yeah, size is an issue. But that last... everything that happened is almost like just pushed to the side. It doesn't matter because what we just witnessed, what we just saw was phenomenal. Our Discord was blowing up. Ronnie, if you're in chat, my man, you got mud in your face. Yeah, that was pretty interesting. So let's. I've got the numbers here because we do need to. These matter. Arkansas. The thing that I noticed, they got off to a slow start at the free throw line. We know their 3-point shooting tonight was not on par. They went 7 of 23 on the night, 30%. Look, they got out rebounded 45-30. Again, that's not surprising. That's going to happen when you play teams that have some bigs, that have some size, and Georgia Tech absolutely has that. And they've got a player in DeVoe who's someone who could knock down threes and get some easy points for you. Well, he makes it look easy. But their bigs, I think their bigs ended up being, I think they led. Banks and Cole, I think, were their – okay, Cole was he was. Cole and Banks were the leading scorers for a little while. Cole, who came off the bench, he's their other 6'10 forward. Banks just killed them inside. I mean, he just, absolutely dominated. I mean, he had 13 rebounds, 20 points, so he had a nice double-double. He had a block. He turned the ball over a little bit, but one thing I found surprising, and they brought this up in our Discord, their bigs, I think it was Discord, maybe it was just chat, but their bigs were not really ever in foul trouble, which was a little but Arkansas was actually getting some calls. I saw people were talking about that on Twitter. Arkansas was getting some calls. Georgia Tech was, if their fans are pretty pissed, I know they got to be upset tonight because that second half, up until about the final 2 minutes, so that call on Isaiah Joe, up until that point, I see what they were upset about. Georgia Tech fans, Arkansas kind of got away with quite a bit, actually. But that was probably the best officiated away game I've seen Arkansas play in a while, too. There weren't a whole lot of you didn't feel like Georgia Tech ever got that home cooking, right? Arkansas, we complain about that a lot. Hog fans have for years. They don't ever get that kind of home cooking for whatever reason. And we saw that tonight with Georgia Tech. But saying that, it's not like they were innocent either. But Arkansas led most of this game. I think their largest point lead, I want to say, was 9. I don't know that they ever got a 10-point lead or not. Let me see if I can pull that up here. Well, I don't have it up here, but Georgia Tech shot 18% at 3-point range. Again, Arkansas at 30%. From the floor, these guys shot 41. Arkansas shot right at about 39. 23 turnovers to Arkansas's 14. But again, Arkansas was out-rebounded by 15. Again, we kind of expected that. Georgia Tech. Arkansas I think they were favored. I never actually looked at it. I think they were favored in this one, and they ended up winning by damn near, I think it was a 1 or 2 point in favor of Arkansas winning this game. That's exactly what happened in overtime. I don't know that you could have drawn that up any better. Mason Jones, if you go back and watch, there was a point in the second half where he's driving down the lane. He comes away with a rebound, or the ball gets to him. He's driving down. He brings the ball out. He's bringing it to the other side of the court. Musselman is screaming at him to drive the lane, and he doesn't. He holds up. And Musselman was not happy about it, and so I was texting some friends of mine. I said, "Ooh, boy, he's in trouble. Mason Jones is going to go to timeout. He's going to go to the corner when they get home in Fayetteville. Musselman's going to put him in the timeout corner, and then he comes up with that play in the overtime. It was absolutely amazing. Wow. When was the last time that reminded me a little bit of the Qualls dunk against Kentucky, one of the most iconic things I've ever seen in my life. That is very close, a last-second three-point to win the game. You talk about just dagger in the hearts of Georgia Tech fans in front of their faces. Deal with it. Oh, man. Wow. Yeah. So it was what a game. What a game. And it was that first half, you felt like Arkansas was doing everything they could to not increase their lead. They had opportunities there to stretch the lead out. Transition basketball was a little bit better, but then they would still like dumb passes and they were turning the ball over too much. But you got to give credit to Georgia Tech. They were playing outstanding defense. But size is going to be a problem, and you see why tonight. What happened with Banks and Cole and those guys making it look pretty easy inside. Now, Georgia Tech, I think in terms of talent, I know it's early and it's real easy to look at some of these other SEC schools that are starting off slow, but this isn't like they're like Florida, Kentucky, maybe even Auburn, Tennessee. Like there's some other schools that have more talent with a combination of maybe even more size. But if you play defense like Arkansas plays defense, you who knows what could happen. Now, I already know. I'm sure someone in the chat, Mason can't play without talking shit. He is mouthy, and I wonder if Musselman just lets him run his mouth because he does it every game, and I don't ever see Musselman get real mad at him. I don't know. I know someone. I'm sure someone has asked this. What do I think now? Have I changed my mind about them getting to the tournament? I'm really, really. I'm on the tipping point of this team being a tournament team. I know they're 6-0. They just overcame some crazy adversity on the road against a bigger team. I'm on the tipping point. They are right now. If they play this way the rest of the year, now I'm still a little bit concerned about how streaky they are at 3-point range. I'm still concerned about that when the threes don't land, or the mid-range jumpers don't land. When that isn't happening outside, there is no real plan B outside of shooting your way out of trouble. That can put you in a corner. And then, yes, I've said it a billion times, but you have to bring it up when you talk about the rest of the schedule, size. But if they can overcome the adversity that they have in those areas with the phenomenal defense that they play, whether even inside, where they don't have size, they're still aggressive to the ball. They're still aggressive in the paint. They're slapping at bad passes. They're forcing them to make mistakes. They're forcing them to think twice when they have the ball inside. If they overcome some of these things with what I just mentioned, yeah, they could be a tournament team. I'm on the tipping point of putting them in the tournament. I know Joe Lenardi, they're ranked. They're probably going to be ranked. If they, what do they have? What's the rest of their schedule look like? I know they've got, let's pull that up really fast. Let's pull it up really quick here. I want to pull up their schedule really fast. I mean, and to be honest, and again, someone brought this up in our Discord, said that Arkansas probably loses this game 9 times out of 10. There might be some truth to that under those circumstances. There's some truth to that. That last second three, how often does Arkansas really ever land those? But It's the Musselman era. Yeah, you've got NKU on the 30th, and then you have APSU on the 3rd. So let me pull up my calendar here. Yeah, so 30th is obviously on Saturday. Yeah, this could I don't know. I'm on the tipping point. It's just the things that the two big things I mentioned over and over and over, and I feel like I beat you guys over the head with it. I know the rest of the media does the same. It's just those two things that are really hard to overcome. But I'm just so impressed with this team. Like I'm gonna I'm still kind of on edge to see like if they can continue this momentum and this consistency when they hit SEC play. But now, like we said, the SEC has not looked so good. That's kind of typical. The SEC, it's kind of typical for them to get off to a slow start, but like everybody seems to be getting off to a slow start. I haven't actually checked up on the other scores, but right now in the SEC, the teams that are still undefeated, it's down to 3. Arkansas, Auburn, and Tennessee. Mississippi State lost. They're 6-1. Kentucky's 5-1. We know they've kind of stumbled along the way. Georgia's is surprising. I think they're still 4-1, and Ole Miss is 4-1. South Carolina's 4-1. Vanderbilt and A&M, and then Florida, who's I'm a little surprised that they're sitting at 5-2. LSU, those cheating asses, they're at 4-2. Wish they were 0-6. Cheaters. They're cheater pumpkin eaters is what they are. Okay, all right. Let me get caught up on chat. Holy cow! Smoking socks. What's up, gang? Hot take from Ty. What's my hot take? Which one? I've got a few. I've got a few hot takes. Alexander Bull. Let's see. The crowd got into Witt's head after missing that air ball. Yeah, and it's funny they were screaming air ball when Arkansas at the time was still shooting like 45% from the field. Literally saw that last 10 seconds when I got home from practice. Incredible. That was unbelievable. I was so nervous. Let's see. Why not drive the lane when you're up 5, draw the foul? That was something I was a little curious about. When you've got bigs like that I thought they played soft. I mean, their bigs were given some really nice opportunities inside, and it felt like they missed on so many chances inside. Like Georgia Tech shot themselves in the foot over and over. So did Arkansas, but really with that kind of size, you've got DeVoe outside, and then they'd get these wide open inside shots, and they would miss them. There's little easy just tip in shots they would miss. Like I don't know what Georgia Tech's deal was outside of Arkansas just playing really good defense. But I don't know why Arkansas wasn't driving the lane more, trying to force more fouls. I love how they create fouls, though. I love how they take charges. I love how they stand still and they take that body, man. I love it. Like, that's what you do when you don't have the size to match up with it. You got to find a way to get them in foul trouble, force them to make mistakes and think twice. Don't get too excited way too early. Now, look, Rod, like I said, maybe you're new here. I don't know. I just said I'm on the tipping point of putting them in the tournament. You can't look at 6-0, and you can't look with what Arkansas has faced when you look at how, like, Georgia Tech, the mismatch on the road and get that win, stay undefeated. You've also beaten 2 other teams that Joe Lenardi says are bracket team or that are NCAA tournament teams. You can't look at that and go, wait a minute, I'm on the tipping point, and say that that's overreacting. It's not. You've now beaten. You've got a pretty nice little schedule built up behind you with some nice dubs. Yeah, you need to pump the brakes if you're saying, yeah, this is an Elite 8 team or a Sweet 16 team. Pump the brakes. They still got to get things figured out on the offensive side of the ball. They're still trying to find their identity. Really, they know what their offensive identity is. It's shoot the hell out of the 3, forget everything else. But my biggest pump brake moment when we talk about that is, what do they do when the threes aren't landing? Because when you start playing teams that have better guards, and by the way, their point guard was out tonight. He was ruled out today, as a matter of fact. But when you play teams that have better guard play and also have an inside presence, a little bit better talent, because look, Georgia Tech preseason, like, they're barely a mediocre team in the ACC. When you get into the SEC and you start playing the meat and potatoes of that schedule, and your threes aren't landing, and you don't have a plan B because of the lack of size, like, what's going to happen? You're going to lose those leads. It's going to get tighter down the stretch. Them boys will make it to the NCAA basketball tournament. Put out second round, says Jeffrey. Let's see. When dude got clothesline, that was the worst no call. There were a couple times Georgia Tech. You felt like they're at the end of the game, towards the end of regulation, they were getting some makeup calls. You felt like the refs missed some stuff early on Arkansas. The fans got into it, and then they got some makeup calls. YouTuber Trump, enjoy this win for all it's worth. Don't let the downers get you down. Okay. Let's see. It's crazy Tech didn't go inside more. It's crazy we didn't go inside more on Tech, but it's also they did try to dump off inside quite a bit, especially in the second half. I don't know what they were doing in the first half. Let's see. Oh, gosh, here we go with the Gus bus. Kelly Marie, we're talking good vibes in here. Come on, Kelly. The Gus bus could not have arrived at a better time. Rear-ended the Cadillac and sent them off the road into the ditch. I guess you guys are talking about, I don't know. We have a good team that is playing without picks. They're a good team. The product, I don't know that they have the it factor that the other teams have, which is the head to toe, top to bottom roster being full of great talent. Outside of Isaiah Joe, there's still some question marks, right, as far as talent. But the product, you could still have a great product on the court without the 4- and 5-star talent, without the first-round talent on the court. You could still have a great product. Defensively, that might be the best product of the Power Fives. That might be the best. Defensively, do my Trump hands again. Defensively, the greatest. The threes will land. They've obviously been concentrating on D, but we have some shooters, says Andrew Gerard. Well, you don't always know that. They're not always going to land, especially when you're getting contested shots outside and you're forced to have to shoot with someone in your face. Teams will adjust to that. Tonight they didn't land. Hell, last week they were 0 for 14 to start off. I don't know if you caught that, Andrew, but they weren't always landing. And when they're not, defense has bailed them out. Forcing turnovers and mistakes have routinely bailed them out. That's the good news. The defense, as long as you play great defense, sky's the limit. Who knows what you're capable of doing. Don't talk about the Gus bus or Ty's eye will start twitching like a tweaker. I mean, I'm obviously not a tweaker, but yeah, it'll start twitching. I think that's what Kelly Murray was up to. Mason Jones is about equivalent to Isaiah Joe. I don't know about that. Isaiah Joe's looked at as a possible first-round draft pick. Mason Jones is probably kind of more of a project guy. I like what he's bringing. The hustle this team brings every single possession. I haven't seen this at least since the Nolan Richardson era. I've not seen a team with this much hustle. Dewey and top 25. Well, if you're asking me if they end up in the top 25, I think it's absolutely possible. It's so early, but it's so gratifying to see the Hogs win in a major sport. It is early, but it's so great. Whoa, it's so great. Let's hope they can at least get close to this again throughout the rest of the season. Glad I was finally able to catch one of your live shows. Love watching your videos. Keep on, keep it on, brother. Watching from Bearden, Arkansas. Hey, thanks, Dylan. Appreciate that, man. Mr. Bloodline, Razorbacks are fantastic. Everybody thinks so. Pretty good. They're pretty good. They're so good. They're so good. I'm at that point where it's like the water is overflowing the dam, and you just want to come out and say it like, yes, they're a tournament team. They're so damn good. But I just want to hold up a little bit. Let's see. Didn't know Bailey had a vertical like that. Why doesn't Joe drive more? Because he loves the three, and I think that's Musselman. I think that's what Musselman wants him doing. He's just sitting back, catching the good vibes out in the perimeter. I think that's what he wants. Can you hear those kids? They're so loud. My wife's like, shh, because their room is literally right there, and our walls are like that thick. Let's see, I didn't mean Gus. I meant oh, okay. You triggered me, Kelly. Defense wins championships. Let's keep on keeping on. I put the Joe Dirt in the hole. Yeah, gotta love you some Joe Dirt. This freaking stuff is so damn fun to watch. It's nice to have something to be excited about, though, right? And that's why you have to kind of slow yourself down a little bit because it's so early. If they're still doing this, and I have a feeling they will be, if they're still doing this halfway through their conference schedule. I don't know. You can't not look at Arkansas right now. Here's the question. Where would you put them in the SEC amongst those teams we just mentioned that are still undefeated? Or even the one-loss schools? Mason Jones is a second-round pick. Yeah, Razorback, I don't know. Like, I would hold up on that. Last year I can remember this being said about Isaiah Joe. Oh, he's a late first round, second round. Daniel Gafford, first round. You don't know, and the evaluation really starts to come February. And if you get into March, but February is really where you get the evaluation going, and really what you really know what you have and what scouts look for. Perimeter defense was awesome, and it has been all year. I couldn't agree more, MW. Muss really emphasizes moving their feet. Well, they move their feet. They slap at passes, good or bad. They're really good at forcing turnovers without getting called for fouls. You remember how that was an issue under Mike? Remember how that was kind of a problem when they would swipe in for the ball, attack the ball, they would get called for hands all the freaking time. That is a huge difference that I've seen this year. They're not getting called as much. Again, if you guys, because I'm behind, you guys are a little bit behind me, obviously, in chat. So whatever it is you're referencing, you might be a little bit more specific. Eric Musselman making Arkansas basketball great again. Coming from a Red Wolves. Is that Arkansas State, Red Wolves? What are you doing in here? I can tell we're talking about basketball because I haven't heard good defense Razorback football in the same sentence this year at any point. Let's see. Sorry, I didn't mean to trigger you. You did, Kelly Marie. How dare you? So, again, I want to remind you guys to please like, comment, share the content that you're watching. Share. I'm sure some of you already have. Kelly Marie, I'm sure, has already. Yep, she already has. Look at that. She already has. She's already shared. Look at her go. But share the content across social media. Let people know where you're at. Feel free to check out the links down below if you want to join the Patreon. While we're here, I'll go ahead and give a shout out again. I try to do this as much as I can, even though we're not close to being done yet with the show. October Patrons: Timothy Whiseant, George Rector, Randall Hutt, Tyler Edmonson. There's a couple old schoolers in there. Danyel Hadley, he's an old schooler. Thank you guys so much. Really do appreciate it. Don't want that. We want that. There it is. So if you want to join the Patreon, or if you want to donate to the one-time donation link, those are down below in the description box. Those links are there. I like Arkansas schools and sports. Okay, all right, fair enough. Mason Jones has ice in his veins. Isaiah Joe can't close games. Isaiah Joe, he has been evaluated. I think it was CBS Sports released last week. They have him in the first round. I think he's like a top 20, top 15 pick. So he's still got work to do. Tyler Edmonson, yo, what's up, Tyler? Must Bus is in full-wheel drive. It is. Let's see. You're right, buddy. Mason needs more work. Yeah, he does. He needs work. He needs to listen. He's got to be coachable. And that's not the first time I've seen Musselman get a little upset with him. When will our first loss be? So that's a good question, because there's a couple of non-con games left that do concern you. You've got Western Kentucky, which, they've got a guy inside that's pretty dangerous. They've got a big that's very concerning, and that Western Kentucky game is December 7th, 6:30 p.m. That's going to be on CBS. So there shouldn't be any question as to your access to that game. Tonight there's a little bit of pause about how the hell you're going to watch it, but if you're on most like Hulu and YouTube Live and all those, or YouTube TV, you're able to watch tonight's game. Arkansas is looking at they're so on the 30th against NKU. That's a 4 p.m. game. Should win that. APSU should win that. That puts you at what? 8-0 on the road against Western Kentucky on the 7th of December. That's the game that concerns me. Western Kentucky right now, this is subject to change, but according to ESPN's Basketball Power Index, they are favored to win this thing. 59% as it stands. This will change the closer this game comes up. They have a loss. Western Kentucky on the year has lost. They lost to Bowling Green 77-75 at home. I think they're beatable, but there's some issue there. I think it's Bassey. I don't know how you pronounce that last name. Charles Bassey. He's a 7-footer. He's 6'11 and a half, 230 pounds. This guy's averaging about 9 rebounds a game, which I think is best in the country. I thought, or it's one of the top in the country. 14 points a game. Obviously, he's an inside guy, 57% shooter. He's pretty damn good. I don't know what else they have around them. I haven't dug into Western Kentucky too much just yet, but that is a game that is on my list that you're gonna have to find a way. And then obviously you still got to go on the road. You've got a couple of road tests. You still got at Indiana. I don't know why my browser just decided to take a dump. Wonderful. Yeah, my Rams are getting their asses kicked. I know, 28-6. I expected it. Rams are. And I said it. I said they're not making the playoffs. And I've had friends and family and some of you in chat like, oh, no, they'll make the playoffs. No, they're not. They're not going. I've been saying it. They're not. They shot their. I'm not kidding. They had their chance last year and they blew it. But yeah, you've got Western Kentucky. And then if you get past that and you're still, then you're looking at Tulsa at home. Then you got Val. They're 4-3. Valparaiso's not what everyone thinks they are. I can remember at the beginning of the year there being a little bit of excitement around them. Then you've got at Indiana on December 29th. And then, like I've said before, January 4th, you open up conference play against Texas A&M. If they go undefeated in non-conference, that's pretty damn impressive because that's a win on the road against a Power 5, against Georgia Tech. That's a win on the road against Western Kentucky, who is favored to make the tournament this year, I believe, last I saw. And then on the road against another Power 5 in Indiana. Yeah, I definitely favor them making the making the tournament at that point. You'd have to, right? Let's see. Wow, Chad is just going off here. This is like after a football game. This is incredible. The rumor is Ty Story will be playing point guard for the next Western Kentucky game. He's going to come in and beat Arkansas. Yeah, we do have TCU. That's right. We have TCU. I'm talking about like before you enter SEC play, before you get into conference play. But you do still have TCU. You are right about that. I don't think they're supposed to be that great this year. Although I think let me pull that up. TCU, I think right now, and that's on January 25th. Yeah, they're not bad. They're 4-1, but Arkansas is favored in that one right now, 74%. But they're playing that in Bud Walton. And you got to expect if you're still beating everybody at that point, that place is going to be packed. It's going to be packed regardless, but you bring in a Big 12 school, it's going to be crazy. Bud Walton's going to be rocking this year, guys. It's going to be rocking. It's incredible. You guys see my new poster? Have you see it yet? Look behind me. Do you see it? For those of you who've been around, I need to move that SEC network or SEC sign back. Tell me if you see it. I want to know if you guys see it. Yeah, pretty proud of it. I'm trying to mix up. It's 90% sports back there, but you see we really need Chaney to come around. Too much talent there. Chaney is going to have to be your big guy. He's going to be one of your guys that plays 2 inches taller and with a 2-inch longer wingspan than he has. Him and a couple of others. Seal, if you notice, he looks like he tries to play a little aggressive down inside. I'd like to see some more progression out of him. My Chiefs are not looking good either, Ty. Our defense is atrocious too. Yeah. Hell yeah, tighten up. Yeah. Do you see it yet? Do you see it? Right there. What is that? Star Wars. It's Star Wars. My favorite movie, Empire Strikes Back. It's the GOAT. Let's see. My 8-year-old is digging the show, Ty. We love what you do. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much, Kelly Murray. You're awesome. You know it. First coach to start 6-0 since 1942. Thank you, Gavin. I didn't know that. I thought Nolan had a year where he started off. Let's see. Tyler, you got a nice closet when you. Oh, okay. Yeah. You try it, MW. Dre Greenlaw last night, University of Arkansas. Yeah, I saw that. I said, why? Supposedly he lost a bet. Yeah, I guess he lost a bet. Let's see. I remember that. I just didn't. Razorbacks and Celtics won. Good day for me. Yeah. The Celtics won today? My day has been crazy. And they're doing this with all the injuries, too. It's pretty great. I was wrong about the poster. I am unworthy, says Colt. Yeah. I'm going to be adding more stuff. I'm going to have to move that sign back over there, though. I already read that one. I remember that. Let's see. I'm pretty sure we're in the top 3 for defense. Yeah, they are. So coming into this game, they were number 2 points allowed. So our defense is good. Now wait till we add that backcourt trap. Going to be vicious, dude. Next year is going to be crazy. Like. This recruiting, you're going to get KK. I'm going to tell you right now, as of today, I always make sure I preference that. As of today, you're going to get KK along with Moses, along with Devo. Oh my gosh, they're going to have some talent next year. I think Isaiah Joe's gone. You're going to lose Ethan Henderson, I'm sure. They're going to make room for some of these guys. But next year's going to be crazy. I think they're going to be, I wonder if they're going to be, well, that's way down the road, but I wonder if they're going to be as defensively sound with like what you have now with this nucleus that you have on the court. I've never seen defense like this. We've had some pretty impressive defensive years, especially when you run the full court press and you're forcing turnovers. But one of the things they've always had issues with, even years under Nolan, a little bit, and definitely under Mike, where you weren't getting back and playing defense. And that was just kind of some of that was by design. Here, I mean, Musselman, he screams about the effort. If he thinks someone's half-assing it back down to play defense, he's all over them. And I love it. I love every second of it. Let's see, make it 35-6, Ty. I seriously doubt Joe leaves. He's projected first round. You know that, right? I have a hard time seeing Joe sticking around. I mean, if he were to come back, holy mother of God, they require defense where Moody plays. I've also read with Williams too. He's really good. He's a really good defensive player. They're trying to develop his offensive game a little bit, but he has the inside-outside presence. Let's see, 7'3" Vanover, rip protecting sniper. Vanover's going to be nice to have some size. You're going to have Williams, your 6'9.5", 6'10" guy. You're going to have a little bit more size. Next year, got Moody, Connor, Walker, and hopefully KK Robson. I think you're in pretty good shape with KK. And Jalen, it's going to be nice. It is going to be very nice. I'm really – but, we're talking about next year, but what's happening in front of us is absolutely incredible. I mean, 6-0 with a couple of nice wins under your sleeves here. Joe will be back. I don't know where y'all are getting this from. I want to know who your sources are. That is not what I've been told. I don't know how someone disliked this video. Wow, I'm triggered now, Ty. There's always haters. But that's just how it is. You always got – I think it's people kind of envious. Well, no, if you say something someone doesn't like, which I haven't seen it as often with these live streams, but in my edited videos, I don't know how often I would see – disagree 100%. You are stupid. I am unfollowing. I'm unsubscribing, disliking video. Okay. All right, pal. I was going to make an Epstein joke. Yeah. But it seems to have died off. Yeah, the memes just aren't as spicy. They're starting to, let's see. Our big can play next year or next season plus top 5 recruiting class. Yeah. NBA draft picks work on hype. Well, potential. No, you're wrong. They work on potential. And Joe has a lot of it. Gafford had a lot of it. Portis had a lot of it. Gafford, I still think probably should have been drafted higher than where he was at, but he's working out pretty nicely so far. Daniel Gafford still keeps in contact with me. Just throwing that out there. I'm a super fan. You don't know how many times I hear that, Colt. No offense, man, but I hear that all the time. I will tell you, I have a really reliable circle. I don't think Joe comes back next year unless he falls off the map and has a not so great year and then he starts to grade out lower. Yeah, then he'll come back. But right now, if you're projected top 15, possible lottery pick, I just don't see him coming back. I just don't see it. Joe's really good defensively. He showed it tonight, didn't he? He kind of showed the full he on both ends of the court. I mean, yeah, he struggled at the 3-point range, but he did get back and play some nice defense. I'm just here hoping for good football news. There's not any right now, T-Dub. I know you're not really into basketball, man, but there's not really anything good, positive, or anything positive to say about football other than at least Mizzou shouldn't beat you by 35 points. They shouldn't. Is Tyler Hero better than Joe Hero? I don't know what you're talking about. Let's see. I'd comment, but I don't know shit about basketball. That's all right, Asa. This is what's interesting. You get the basketball crowd in now, and the football crowd kind of, I don't know about this. Get on board. Now's the time. It's nice. The weather is nice on the basketball side here. It's nice. I do think they're gonna hit a reality check eventually where they're gonna face someone. They're gonna lose some games. It's basketball. It's hard to not lose games, especially on the road and in the SEC. Now that it's better quality of coaches and so on and so forth, better talent, better conference from top to bottom. I think compared to the first few years under Mike when he was here, and even further back than that. But it's nice because you're actually winning. I mean, he's already he's tripled the winning percentage compared to Chad Morse. And imagine he came back and got injured, so there's no reason for him to come back, says Ashton. Oh, talking about Joe. Yeah, there's always something. Pizza is on everybody. It's on me. Pizza's on Tyler. Can Musselman coach football? It's a good question, Thomas. Let's see. I don't know a lot about basketball either, says Bill. So, yeah, it's a good time to learn. It's a good time to learn. The Musselman area is off to a great start. It's off to a really great start. Let's see. Peel back your eyelashes if you're high. Heath, I think you're on one, my man. Let's see. I don't get the Lane Kiffin hype. He's jumpy. I don't think he's – yeah, so the plane tracking is real in our Discord, not going to lie. If you guys haven't already, I'll share that with you. I know we had some people last time after the video went up. They were like, hey, can we have a – you've got to edit the stupid link. I don't know why they do this now. Yeah, let's see if that works. Okay. All right, here's the link to Discord if you guys want to hop in. The plane tracking is real. I'm going to tell you guys everything. And I saw this again. You're going to see it every day until they hire the damn guy. But today the hot feed was on because the plane supposedly was spotted in Florida, I think, today. So now that's Lane Kiffin. It's a done deal. Someone on Twitter today said that it was a done deal. I mean, he could be the guy. I'm not saying that he's not, but everything you hear is bullshit and smoke. Let's just call it like it is. Been a Hog basketball fan since 1972, and I am feeling Hog basketball is back. Wow, that's a long time. I wasn't even born. That was 11 years before I was born. Been a Hog. Well, you typed it again. Let's see. Shout out to women's cross country. Yeah, they won, didn't they? Soccer team runner-up in the SEC championship, right? Is that right? Zazian, what's going on? Georgia Tech was held to only 2 3-pointers. Yeah, they were. Do you think Georgia Tech is a tournament bubble team? No, I don't think they're a tournament team, but everything can change once you get into conference play, even for Georgia Tech. I don't think when you look at them top to bottom that they're going to compete that great with the likes of, your typical winners in the ACC. They're a very middle of the track team over there, or middle of the road. Excuse me, I'm getting tired. Middle of the road team in the ACC. I think they have. I think at best they're NIT NCAA bubble at best. I wish I could sit here and tell you they did this to a really elite, and I'm not trying to downplay what they did tonight because it was still incredible. If you're just getting here, go back and watch the first few minutes. Like I was at a loss for words for once. But I don't think now that we've come back down to reality a little bit, this isn't a super team that you just went on the road and beat. But it shouldn't diminish what they did because that was absolutely just an outstanding effort by the Razorbacks. Let's see. I can get behind Kiffin. Yeah. So football again. Don't believe sources. Even from I saw. And I like Josh Bernicini. I like 921 The Zone. I like those guys. But even they were talking about, prospects and guys that are legitimate coach or legitimately a part of the coaching search. I'm not believing anything until it's announced. I'm just not. We've been burned on that too often. How about a road win over a Power 5 school? Yeah, I think you're late. We've already celebrated that. We need Leach. Just think about next year with more size and outstanding incoming talent. They're still going to be heavy in the guard area. They're going to be heavy with guards, but you're going to have more size. You're going to have some more experience. Guys that understand the system a little bit better, know obviously what the expectations are more so a year from now, they're going to be the talent on this roster next year is going to be a swap. I mean, it's going to be so much better. The downside is you're going to be a little bit younger, but this isn't college football, right? Not even college baseball. You can absolutely have freshmen come in and be a huge part of a turnaround, and I think a couple of these guys might be that caliber of talent. We look at Moses Moody, maybe even Devo, KK when he does commit and sign. They have guys I think that could come in and have an impact immediately next year. Let's see. We need you guys on the Leach train. Awesome game, bro. Did you cover your mouth on that final shot when it went? So when he took that shot, because they were so, it's kind of normal when you live and die by the three. They're streaky. I forgot what they actually finished at. I was just looking at it. But when he took that shot, I thought, even though it was Mason Jones, I just was like, no, oh no. And then he made it. And I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe what I just saw. Like I said, I had that same reaction when Arkansas did that to Kentucky, that last second dunk by Qualls. That same kind of, what was that? Yeah. Bring in the Pirate. Leach for the win. Yeah. Let's see. I heard that the offense. Oh, you're talking about. God. I'm gonna make a bold predictions and say we get. So you guys are on to football. All right. So we're gonna end it here. Football talk will resume on Friday. We wanted to talk about that basketball matchup. Like I said, don't believe a damn thing you hear about coaching searches right now. Wait until it's gonna heat up this week. It's gonna get crazy hot, and then immediately following Mizzou, you're going to hear rumors left and right about so-and-so's been contacted, so-and-so's on his way to accept the job, so-and-so. Don't believe it until you see it, until you see it directly. Rainwater, yeah. That's a really reliable source. Said it's between Justin Fuente and Lane Kiffin on over. Yeah. Rainwater. I'd be just be skeptical of everything you hear. Watched a little of Tennessee playing Chattanooga. And they clearly not the same team. I think we can take them this year. Don't forget the shirt. On Friday, I won't. I'll have it ready. I'll have it ironed out, and we'll have Flamingo Friday. It will be on like Donkey Kong. Not to knock Anderson, but we lose this game last year. I think, yeah. No, I'm with you, Chris. I couldn't agree more. #WeClose. How do I subscribe? Heath, you just tap that red button down below. You got to be signed in on YouTube, though. I don't know if you are or not. Ty, when would they typically announce the coach? So it just depends on if he makes the hire. Let's say he hires someone who's currently working, someone who's the head coach somewhere at a decent gig. Obviously, they're going to wait till immediately following either the final game or whatever that coach has going on. In some cases, you'll see coaches stick it out through assuming they're bowl eligible. A lot of times you don't either, though. You'll see coaches hit the road before a bowl game. I'm not even going to start to guess as to when they actually make the announcement because I don't know. Hunter, this is a different ball game with Hunter. This will be officially his hire. Okay, this isn't an interim. Obviously, it's not Jeff Long, so I don't know. Obviously, he's got his list. I think he's talking to people. I don't know. I don't know when he'll make the announcement. Typically. Well, things have changed, too, because of the early signing period. When they hired Chad, you had the early signing period then, too, but that was the first year, 2017, right? My brain farting at the end of the night. But they started it then, and you could tell they're up against the clock a little bit, and I'm not a fan of the early signing period. I used to understand it, but now it's like, no, you get why they have it to give some of these kids, to let them enjoy their Christmas vacation, not have to deal with it and worry about it and have all that weight on their shoulders while they're supposed to be spending time with family. But at the same time, it just kills programs like Arkansas where you're going through yet another coaching transition. But I think you will probably, because you have that head start, I wouldn't be surprised the week after whatever happens with Mizzou. So next week, I wouldn't be surprised if they have their guy. You've got this head start, 3-week head start. Wouldn't surprise me. Let's see. If we get PJ Fleck, I will donate my chat's scrolling up here. Where to go? I'll donate I checked the charity in its entirety. Wow. Yeah, they're not getting PJ Fleck. I don't think so anyways. Arkansas would dole out the money for PJ Fleck. Does Joe and Jones come back next year? I'm not going to make that. Joe, no. Isaiah Joe, I think, if he continues with these first-round projections and he's going to have people whispering in his ear, I don't think Isaiah Joe comes back. Of course, we deserve to win that game. Well, yeah. Who said we didn't, Kate? Of course they did. All right. Okay. Where are we at? Are we on we typically keep these about an hour. We're coming up on 47 minutes. Let's see. He turned Minnesota around big time. Yeah. He did. Fleck's a good coach. Okay. So I've had some issues getting these episodes downloaded. YouTube now, I don't know if it's just me, but when I live stream, it seems like YouTube wants me to wait like a good while before I can actually, because I have to download the episode off the site. I don't have my OBS set to record because I've got to clear out a lot of room on my computer. I got a lot of junk on my computer, so I don't want to worry about having to fill up my hard drive full of these videos when I can just download them right off of iTunes. So for whatever reason, they want me to wait, and sometimes I have to wait till the next day. I don't know what's going on with that, but I've noticed that the last few times I've actually remembered to download the episodes, they're not there, or they won't. The option to download is grayed out and won't let me download. I don't know if that's because I'm monetized and maybe they're loading up all the ads. I don't know. I don't know, but I've noticed since monetization was turned on that it's now like I've got to wait. So it's got to have something to do with that. But I will have this episode out hopefully at some point this week before Friday, hoping for tomorrow. So for those of you who kind of came in late and you don't have time to go back tonight and listen to the beginning, I'll try to have that episode available on the Pig Trail podcast. Mrs. Grolov, I'm sorry, your message was retracted. I don't know what you said. You were being a naughty girl. That's what it was. You're being naughty. Let's see. Are you posting a vid on Friday? With the game on Friday? Yeah. God, what am I doing? Oh, what am I doing? I forgot. Oh, I keep forgetting that game is on Friday. I don't know. We may live stream. How are we going to do that? So I'm working something out right now where I'm trying to get to the game. I'm trying to make it down there. Right now, it's proving to be very difficult. But someone in the audience wants me to come down there with them. I want to go down there with them. I want to watch the game. I want to be there. I want to support the Razorbacks down in Little Rock. I'm just having some – it's hard for us to get sitters. I think I've talked about that here before. It's really hard for us to get sitters. I'm not really sure if I'm going to be able to make the game down there or not. I'm working on it. If I do, we may either try to do the live stream earlier. I don't know if I want to do it on Thursday or not because you guys are going to be celebrating Thanksgiving. I don't know. We're going to have to play this one by ear. If I don't go, I'll let you guys know, and we'll have the live show. We'll probably do – that game's at 2, 3 o'clock? If I am here, if I'm home, we will do a post-game. We'll just make that our Friday live stream. I could go live from my phone, but the problem with that is I don't know about you guys. I use Straight Talk, and it's garbage in some places, so it's not real reliable. So I don't know. We're going to have to play that Friday episode by we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, I guess. But I'm hoping that we have a show because I want another show. I like doing these. I like doing these live shows two times a week. I promise. I spelled a name wrong and it removed it. It's real easy to trigger YouTube. I'm telling you, you do one thing they don't approve of, they'll take that comment right out. I love the basketball recruiting talk, though. I love it. With KK possibly on board, who else do you think might be jumping on board? We're going to have to wait on that one, Chris. I'm not going to say anything just yet. There's some opportunities out there. And they're going to make room, too. I think Ethan Henderson, like I said, I think Isaiah Joe jumps to the draft. He might jump. I've even heard, even if he doesn't get a first-round evaluation, that there's a possibility he may still go. Get cricket, man. Straight Talk is trash. But $50 for unlimited? For everything unlimited? I don't know. I could jump. I've got this outdated iPhone 6S Plus. It's a big phone. But it's outdated. It's outdated. It's like, I don't know, it's kind of old. All right. Get on that Mio drip. I'm actually drinking Coke. I'm drinking your favorite, Coca-Cola. My wife we got pizza tonight, and she got Coke. I shamed her for it because Coke is inferior trash, but I'm drinking it. Okay. The Mio drip, I like that. I'm gonna have to start using that when I go to Walmart. I'm getting that Mio drip. You don't even know. Let's see. All right. Donate. Hustle, guts, testicular fortitude tonight, man. That's what it was tonight. It was awesome. Get a Samsung Galaxy Note. Yeah, Samsung is trash. Don't at me. Okay? It's bad enough everything Samsung builds blows up. I don't want any part of that. I don't want my head to blow up. Get some rest. I need it tonight. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I got a house full of kids. I'm glad you're drinking Coke and not snorting. Oh, there you go. My channel just got taken down. Way to go, because we referenced drugs. I'm gone. YouTube just deleted the video. All right. Yeah, I'm happy for Mason Jones, but he almost cost the game for us. Yeah, didn't he? Mason Jones, man, I'm telling you. He when he settles down and he gets his mind right, he's an absolute baller. That was the Note 7. Don't make excuses. Have you seen the video of there's a Samsung, I think it's a washing machine or a dryer machine that explodes? Google it. I swear to God that happened, unless I read some bullshit. Okay, just like for Samsung is trash. Sorry. I'm sorry. All right, that's going to do it. Thank you guys so much. Like I said earlier, like, comment, share, all that wonderful stuff. Get that pulled up there. Okay. Yeah, we will. Like I said, we're gonna play it by ear. What we do on Friday, I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna do a post game on Friday. We'll just have to figure it out. I'll try to let you guys know on YouTube, on the super chat, whatever that is, where I'm able to chat with you guys there, or in Discord or Twitter. I'll try and keep you guys up to date. If I'm up here, we'll do the live show. If I'm down in Little Rock, I might go live on like Periscope or something for a little bit, for a few minutes, if I'm able to, down in the Rock. I really want to go. I'm trying to make it work. I'm trying to get down there. So, but yeah. If you guys happen to be down there and you run into me, please, as always, feel free to say hi. I'm not a shy guy. You shouldn't be either. Up here in Springdale and Fayetteville, I get stopped quite a bit. People want to talk to me, and I love talking sports. I'm a mouthy, talkative, no filter son of a bitch. But I love talking about the Razorbacks. I could do it 24/7. Love it so much that I'm everywhere on Twitter, Facebook. I'm on multiple podcasts. I'm on Discord. I'm everywhere. So, air raid offense, baby, says YouTuber Trump. All right, YouTuber Trump. It's got to roll off the tongue better. I'll see you guys hopefully at the end of the week. Have a good rest of your week. We're going to try, and that's the other thing too, the Hawk Talk podcast. I'm not sure when we're going to record that either. So we're going to be playing everything by the year. So we'll see you guys at some point. You guys have a good rest of your week, and happy Thanksgiving.